Hello everybody, it's Will here. Today is November 7th. It's currently a pretty warm 72 degrees out. It's a very nice day. Sun's out. Of course we had the time change, so the sun's a bit lower in the sky than it normally would be. It's been 2 weeks since I've been through the hive. The last time I was here, I did a little bit of rearranging. I tried to move the brood nest to the bottom box along with the queen, and tried to move all the food stores up to the top box. So I'm going to go through the hive today and try to make sure everything's going good. I'm going to watch the entrance of the hive here a little bit before I even get started to look for signs of robbing. I didn't bring any syrup with me today because I did stop by last week and take a look at the feeder, and there's still about 1.5 gallons in there, and I want them to use that up before I put anything else in. I did also last week apply a mite treatment. I used Apivar, or not last week, the week before. I used Apivar, which is a long-term treatment. It's supposed to stay in for a total of 42 days, so I'm not going to mess with the treatment too much. Kind of watching the entrance of the hive here. Kind of look for two things: signs of robbing, and hopefully, last week when I was here they were pulling a little bit of pollen in still. So I'm kind of looking for that. Okay, I don't really see any too much stuff out of the ordinary, except for a little bit of fighting there at the hive. So it looks like there's this one bee that's trying to get in, that's not supposed to be there, and got fought off. Let's see if it tries again. I think even before I get started, I'm going to push the this bottom board out just to see if I have any mite drop showing on the board. Kind of hard to tell. Looks like I got crystallized sugar on the board. With all this junk, I can't really see if there's any mites or not. We'll get it cleaned off a little bit here. Okay. Put that back in. All right. Get into the hive here and see how things are going. Make sure my smoker's going. Top cover off, inner cover off. Yeah, they still haven't really done much with the food, which to me means hopefully that they're fully loaded up down below. We'll smoke up top, let them know I'm coming. That way they're not quite as defensive. Okay. I'm gonna crack these other corners. I don't want to fling syrup everywhere. Okay. You know, I never noticed on this feeder that there's a side entrance here. Huh. Had this feeder for a while now, and that's the first I've noticed that. I'll set that there. Take a look at the bees we got up top. So here's the apivar strips that I'd put in. Got a little bit of bridge comb going in the middle here. Get rid of that. Now these frames that I put out towards the outside weren't quite filled up yet, so I'm going to check these first. My hive hanger here. Okay. This has some weight to it, but it's not filled up yet. And these on the outside, I'm not too entirely surprised. I just kind of want to see where they are. Got some syrup going in there too. A little bit of capped. Pull the strip for now. Now, I don't want to touch that strip with my hand, that's my glove necessarily, because it's apivar and the warnings for it are pretty wild. They're doing pretty good there. Kind of want to see what they're doing with this butter comb. And they're working it pretty good. That's good to see. Funny thing is all summer and spring they didn't touch this frame at all. And now they're using it. Pretty good there. Check one more middle frame here. Doing good there. Okay. I'm not gonna mess with the top box too much. Just gonna get an idea what they're doing on the outsides. And it's pretty much what I expected. Okay. This box back together. Now, crack this box. Put some smoke in there on them. This thing's going to be heavy. Alright, so now I'm curious to see how we're doing down in what should now be the brood box. Not much bee coverage as I had a few weeks ago, which tells me I think we're getting into the winter bees for sure. So I kind of look for the queen. I don't want to see what she's doing for laying. Hopefully she's slowing down. I pulled the pollen patty 2 weeks ago, partially because it had signs of a wax moth or hive beetle brood larva, and I don't want to feed them anymore. From what I was researching, I don't want to feed them any more protein because I want the queen to kind of slow down on land and get into winter mode. Okay. That frame had some nectar going. This frame's light. There's a bee with pollen on its legs right here, so that's kind of good. They're still bringing pollen in. And it looks like it's pretty much empty, but they're putting syrup and nectar in the top, and the rest is kind of ready for laying. Okay, here's another strip. Set that there for now. Got some capped brood. Okay, I'm looking for the queen. There's some older larvae there. So she is slowing down, that's good. And they are keeping the brood down here in the bottom, which is where I want it. This bee right here, the back side of it is completely dark. It's interesting. Take a second look because I'm looking for the queen. Don't see her there. Let's make some of these girls down a little bit. Cat brood and larva there. And again, smaller numbers, which is good. Because there's nothing, right now I don't need forager bees because there's nothing other than maybe the odd scraps of pollen to harvest. There's another bee with pollen on its legs. Cat brood. Again, I'm looking for the queen. There she is. She's right here. Here in the sun. Right there. There's the queen right there. Okay. So I kind of saw what I needed to see. I really don't need to go through this much more. The queen's still here. They're still doing what they're doing. Of course that makes sense. They're slowing down laying brood, which is what I wanted. And they're getting their winter nests ready. Apple bar strip back in. And they're putting nectar here on the outside, which is good. All right. So this Inspection's short and sweet. Next week I'll bring fresh syrup out. I won't put as much in because they're not taking it, but it'll be there if they want it. And I'll keep syrup on here until it starts to get cool, consistently cool out. And then I'll take the feeder away and start thinking about closing them up for the winter. Okay, smoked them down. This box on. That box there probably weighs 50-60 pounds in itself. Okay, can't put that on yet. Need to put the feeder on. Feeder's on. The screen's starting to come up. Need to restaple that at the end of the season. Okay. Get that on. And noticing I got a leg. The stand arm is completely off. So I moved that. Got plenty of room. Now I got to check my level. If I can. There we go. Not what I wanted. There we go. Use my measure app. %1 off that way. So it's close. It's less than 1% off. I'm not going to worry with that. Okay. So we'll probably find that as we get later into the fall here and into winter, my hive inspections aren't going to take as much time. Mainly because I want to disturb them as little as possible. We're looking good here. We're queen right. They're doing fairly decent for stores, and the queen has slowed down her brood laying, which is good, which means we're kind of in winter bee mode. So these bees need to be able to last months to get through the winter versus the weeks that they normally would during the summer months. Summer months, they basically work themselves to death, gathering nectar and pollen. But there's obviously, if you look around, there's no nectar sources around anymore. So it's all pollen, a little bit of pollen, and the food that I'm giving them. So hopefully they keep working at piling that away, and then I'll get them set up for winter here. Probably at the end of this month, I'll pull that mite treatment off as well. And I'm going to use, like I tried last year, I'm going to use the mountain camp method for emergency feed, and we'll get into that when I set it up. But that's it for me, folks. I hope you enjoy your week. It's supposed to be definitely a nice weekend here for the rest of today and tomorrow, so I hope you are able to get out and enjoy it. You guys take care and stay safe.